an incredible 8 weeks or so here in the UK, and the summer has been absolutely fantastic. We've had some incredibly hot days and there's hardly been any rain at all. It really has been beautiful, really has. But that's all changed, and I think that's mainly due to the fact that this is the first day of our family holiday. And it's absolutely chucking it down, as you can probably hear by the noise on the slate roof. So yeah, we're here in Pembrokeshire and we're situated about 6 miles away from a whole bunch of sandy coves and some really nice, gorgeous long stretches of sand as well. So the plan is just to kind of soak up the atmosphere, find out a few different locations over the next few days, and hopefully later on in the week, when things have improved weather-wise and there's some actual light around, I can get out and maybe do a few shoots. So that's the plan. So fingers crossed we're going to get some good conditions later on, and I can find some nice areas as well, because I've never been here before, so it's always a good thing to probably get out and find some different spots first before you actually get out with the camera, so you know exactly where you're going, what you're doing, so you've got something in mind before you go. So that's the plan anyway. So fingers crossed we do get some light later on in the week. It's not looking great for the next 2 or 3 days, but suck it and see. So as you can probably hear, it's still chucking it down, but you know, we've been out and we've managed to get out to a few different locations, and I've found some really nice spots actually, a couple in particular. We've got Tresaith beach, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, which is beautiful, but at the northern end, because of all the rain, there's a waterfall that's appeared over the cliff edge there coming down, so that's really nice. I really want to capture something there, hopefully at sunset. So hopefully tomorrow evening we'll be able to get out and capture something there. And also there's a lovely little location near Newcastle Emlyn, which is called Cenarth Falls. Again, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. And yeah, there's a beautiful mill house there which looks fantastic, and the water coming over these falls just in front of it looks amazing. So that's a lovely little spot, and hopefully that's going to work really well for sunrise. It'd be great if we got a bit of mist as well. So hopefully Friday morning looks clear at the minute, weather-wise, and quite cold, so I'm hopeful of some mist. So they're the 2 locations I've got in mind. So yeah, it's just a case of waiting for the light. Hopefully we're going to get some good conditions that I can get out and get some really nice images. Well, at last we've got some light, I can't believe it. So I'm going to head down to Tresaith beach now, and we're going to hopefully grab a shot of this waterfall. It's going to be a little tricky because there is a high tide this evening. It's about 4 metres high, and I think when we're going to be there it's probably going to be around 3 metres, so there's a good chance that we might not actually be able to get to the waterfall. So it's just going to be a case of suck it and see. Hopefully I'll be able to get to the waterfall and get the sunset without getting soaked. So fingers crossed. I'm really hopeful, because it's been a long wait to actually get out and shoot, so I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully I'll be able to take you along and it won't be too rushed when we do get down there. See you in a minute. So we've come down to the north side of Tresaith beach in Pembrokeshire. Apologies if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but hopefully I am. And I've managed to find 2 different compositions from the same location, so I'm really stoked about this actually. So we've got one looking back towards the west across the bay, and the sun's just setting now behind me. I'll just turn around so you can see perhaps behind me there. So the sun's just setting and I'm just capturing a long exposure of the bay with this white water coming around the rocks. And yeah, it's looking really nice. Really pleased with this actually. And then literally as we flip back round the other way, we've got the waterfall here behind me, and obviously some nice colours in the sky too. So basically I've got the circular polarizer on, which is just taking the glare off the water. I've also got the 10-stop filter on as well, which back across the bay towards the sun's giving me about a minute exposure. Back towards the waterfall, probably about 2 minutes. So first of all, I'm going to grab this shot here, and which is pretty much nearly finished now. I'm just going to take that off. I've got it on bulb mode, so fortunately with the Fuji XT2 we have the timer on the back, so we can see that where we are with the exposure time, so that's good. So there we are, yep, that's that finished. So yeah, that looks amazing, really pleased with that. So I'm going to set the camera up now looking back towards the waterfall, and we're quickly going to grab this shot because I don't know if you can see behind me, but he's literally going to come in and cut me off any minute if I'm not careful. So I'm going to quickly switch around my tripod here. I'll be with you in a second once I get set up. So I've got everything set up now, everything's looking good, so let me just quickly talk you through the composition. I've got to be super quick here because as you can see the sea is just coming around me now, and I've got probably maybe 30 seconds before I need to get out here, and we've got a 2-minute exposure on the camera, so I'm going to have to be really quick. So basically we've got this lovely waterfall cascading down the side with this lovely mossy green rock which looks amazing. We've got the light coming through from the sunset hitting the rocks as well, which is just adding a little bit of texture and some detail to that. We've got this sea coming up around the rocks as well, so I'm creating a long exposure again like I did before. I've got the circular polarizer on and the 10-stop, and that's giving me about a 2:20 exposure at the minute with the light how it is at the minute. So yeah, I'm just going to quickly grab this one as well, guys, because I've got to be so quick here. I knew, you know, sometimes you don't know where you're going to be in terms of tide times and sunsets. I think I've just got away with this one, so I'm going to grab this one quickly now and then get out of here quick. That was just crazy, like literally the sea coming so quickly there, and I just had to run up. Don't know if you can see, I was just literally standing just down there maybe 15 seconds, 20 seconds ago, and it's come right up. So I timed it just right really. I could, you know, just pretty much just got away with it. So I'm just going to get the gear packed up now. I'm pretty pleased how everything went. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow we're going to be visiting Cenarth Falls, and there's a really nice waterfall there with a mill house as well. So hopefully tomorrow we can get a couple of nice shots at dawn. So looking forward to that. So see you then, guys.
So we've made our way down to the River Teifi this morning, early start, got here just before sunrise. Yeah, I've made my way up the river because initially I was going to take some shots of the falls there, but actually we were here 2 or 3 days ago, just having a look really, and the water was cascading over all of the falls that looked really good, but obviously the light was crap, so I didn't take any photographs. But I've come today to capture that, but the water levels dropped considerably, so that water that was coming over a lot of the area there is not anymore. So I decided not to shoot it. I decided to walk up the river and see if I could capture something else. So I found a nice little location here actually, and there's a lovely bend in the river. The light's coming through the trees. We've got some mist rolling through the river, and it looks really, really nice. And you know, I'm really quite pleased. You can probably see in the background there the mist coming through. So I thought as well, before I get into this shot, I would talk about a few other things as well, because I mentioned a few weeks ago that I'll probably answer some of the questions during the vlogs. So some of the questions that people leave I'd probably answer, as opposed to doing a big Q&A. I thought maybe just tackle maybe one question at a time during the vlog. So with that in mind, the first question I thought I'd answer was not so much something that's been asked on the channel, but probably to me in person quite a few times, and that's why I decided to vlog about landscape photography when professionally I shoot weddings and portraits, and wouldn't that be better to do that for my channel than landscape photography? So and it's quite a simple answer really, and the answer is it's just for mornings like this. It's just for getting out and enjoying and exploring and seeing things that, you know, unless you actually get out and you know, make the effort, you just wouldn't see. And this morning is a perfect example of that really. It's just a case of really getting out and exploring. I think making the channel centered around landscape photography, which is just a genre of photography I absolutely love, it, you know, to me just made sense really. I think it's inspired me to get out more, 100% definitely inspired me to get out more with the camera and just shoot for myself and enjoy photography. So that really is the reason behind it. That's not to say I won't probably add a few things in about my business side of things, like I did in the previous video. Went through all the gear that I take to a wedding, and I'll leave the link at the top there so you can check that out if you want to. But yeah, so the channel really is going to be centered around landscape photography, and it's just a passion of mine. I absolutely love it, and it's not just about the photography. It's about getting out and, you know, just exploring and enjoying being out in the countryside, and just for the energy and the well-being that gives you, you know. So that's really the main reason behind landscape photography. So that being said, let's take a look at the shot here. Actually, there's a bit more mist coming through now, so yeah, let's show you what I've got set up. Camera is set up on the tripod, and I've got it set up here on these rocks looking down the river. I've got the tree on the right hand side there, which is being lit up by the sun, which looks really nice, and on the left hand side, in the upper left hand third, I've got the sun coming through the trees, and that's just illuminating some of the mist as it comes through, so that works really well I think. We've got the water flowing through from the left hand side and then running downstream through the scene to the right. We've also got some rocks here in the foreground which kind of lead your eye up towards the sun, so I think that works really well. Now, balancing the exposure is quite difficult. I've been using the 3-stop graduated filter just to bring down the highlights in the sky there on the left, because the foreground is incredibly dark in comparison. So that's what I've been doing. Now, I am bracketing this shot as well, because even though I've got the 3-stop grad on, it's probably still not going to enable me to capture all of the dynamic range in one shot. So I've decided to bracket as well, just to make sure that I've got all the detail I can possibly get out of the scene, and then if I need to do a HDR in Lightroom, I will do afterwards when I get back. So yeah, it's incredibly delightful really, this scene. It really is. It looks beautiful. I'm really pleased with it actually. What I would say is, well, I've got the circular polarizer on, and now let me just quickly show you what that's doing to the water. And so if you can see down here in the foreground, we've got this glare on the water, but if I turn the polarizer, it just takes that glare off the water, so that's just helping as well, I think, just to you know, balance things out and make the whole thing look just a little bit nicer. So actually there's a lovely piece of mist just coming around now, so let's go ahead and take this shot. So guys, that pretty much concludes the photography for today. There will be some images at the end, so if you want to check that out, you can do. And also what I'll be doing as well is putting a blog together, so this will be the first blog. I mentioned this a few weeks ago on the website. So what I thought would be a good idea was to write a blog, put all the images in there and sort of give you a little bit of information about what I think about the images, and obviously all the settings will be in there as well, a little bit of information, a bit of information about the area as well, how to get there if you want to get there. So tons of information in there that hopefully will help you out, and you can kind of, you know, leave a bit of feedback in there as well if you want to. So that's the plan. So I'll leave the link in the description for that, so you can go and check out the blog. So I'll also be putting a box set of prints together as well from this vlog. It'll be the first time I've done this, so looking forward to that. There will be smaller than my limited edition prints, so you can go over to the gallery and check that out if you want to. So I'll leave the link in the description for that as well. Really help support the channel and help me create more content like this. And it's probably the best way to support any photographer's channel is by purchasing their prints. So if that's something you'd like to do, you know, feel free to jump over there and take a look. So guys, yeah, that pretty much concludes the vlog for today. You know, really appreciate your time and watching. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel. I'd massively appreciate that. Hit the thumbs up if you liked it. Also hit that notification bell button as well, because if you don't do that, you won't be notified next time I make an upload. So hit that button, and as soon as I make my next upload, you'll get a notification through. So thanks so much guys for watching today, and take care. I'll see you soon.